Hey, what's up, gang? Welcome back to Headlocks and Hot Packs, and after a streak of some modern football boxes tonight, we've got our next throwback basketball set. Kinda sorta. It's a half set, as we can see here. This is 1992-93 Upper Deck Basketball Series 1. I did rip a locker box of Series 2, High Number is what it would have been called. Which isn't going to have the same stuff that we can find in here, but that was like one of my very early card videos, so you have to dig deep in the archives for that. But picked this up off of eBay. Looks like the best stuff is on the top in penny sleeves and top loaders, so can't really complain about that. We've got a couple of Hall of Fame rookies, which I think are right on the top here, and we'll have a few Jordans. As you can see, this is not really the best way to send a set, but like I said, at least the best stuff here is in sleeves and top loaders. But there is one of the I think maybe 3 or 4 MJs that can be found in here, and then here's the regular base. I think it's possible to find some of these in high number boxes, because I want to say that it includes the high number and then some Series 1 as well, but a lot of these we did not find. Here's one of the main reasons why I wanted this, for the Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. This is a pretty iconic one, and this is actually the trade version, not the SP version. And then Alonzo Mourning as well, so a couple of Hall of Fame rookies for my Hall of Fame rookie collection. I wasn't really aware that it was the trade version of that Shaq O'Neal rookie card, but I didn't have either one of them, so nice little pickup there. But let's get into the rest of the set here. It was a pretty good deal. I only paid 25 bucks shipped for this. Like I said, some of the packaging, as you can see in that box there, leaves a little bit to be desired, so some of these might have some dings, but it looks like these are going to be in number order outside of what was on the top there. Clarence Weatherspoon, these are all the rookies to begin. Very funny looking high school photo looking thing of Adam Keefe. Then we got Bryant Stith rookie card. Malik Sealy, rest in peace. He passed in a I believe it was a car crash in the late 90s or early 2000s. Tom Gugliotta rookie card. Hubert Davis, a longtime analyst there. Lee Mayberry with the practice jerseys. Corey Williams never really did much for the Bulls. This is where the majority of the rookies can be found in Series 1. There are, I want to say, one of the only other decent ones from 92-93 Upper Deck is in high number. Yeah, it looks like these are in number order, but I'm pretty sure Latrell Sprewell is in the high number series. I guess we'll find out as we go through it here. There's Charles Barkley, the one year that he wore number 32 in honor of his friend Magic Johnson. And just like 91-92 Upper Deck, there's a Doug Christie rookie card. There's really no rhyme or, and actually that's Jim Jackson rookie card as well. There's no rhyme or reason to the order of players. Like, it doesn't go by like name order or team or whatever, just like 91-92 Upper Deck. And just like 91-92 Upper Deck, we get these cool illustration team checklists. I always was a fan of these. Kevin Willis. They did always try to use different players each year, which is why some of the choices on some of these you might be like, why on earth would they use that? There's Mitch Richmond. He was just traded to the Kings at this point. Patrick Ewing, Sam Perkins. You would want to be like, why would it be not Magic Johnson, who was retired at this point, or even James Worthy, who was the 91-92 team checklist for the Lakers? So that's why they went with Sam Perkins. And that's how you can tell this was the years when the Lakers started to struggle. There's Drazen Petrovic, another guy who was tragically killed in a car accident. Gonna turn this video into a downer. Otis Thorpe, Johnny Dawkins, Sean Elliott. There is KJ, the old Phoenix Suns uniforms. Ricky Pierce. That is Doug West, I believe. And then Terry Porter. And then Tim Hardaway. Alright, here's our next Jordan. Actually, I think this is all for the Jordans, unless you count the checklists, which you will see when we get to them. But Jordan and Pippen on that one. Kendall Gill, Larry Johnson scoring threats. Subset here. Tim Hardaway and Mullen. That one is really miscut. Malone and Stockton. 6 million point man. Stacey Augmon. What? Oh, the 6 millionth point in NBA history. I was like, how the hell would he have scored 6 million points? That's impossible. There's Bob Lanier, another stay in school. We also saw that in 91-92. The Hall of Famer there, Ala Abdel-Nabi, not Ala Abdel-Nabi, but Bob Lanier is the Hall of Famer. Gerald Wilkins, Rod Strickland, who is doesn't get much talk about when you hear discussions about great point guards from the 90s. Probably because there was so many of them that he never even made an all-star team. There's David Robinson. But Rod Strickland was, I think, kind of like Kyrie, but without the three-point shot of the 90s. Kind of, sort of. And here's what I meant by the checklist. You can see that is Jordan in the background, which is why I guess the seller sleeved this. I don't really count those as Jordans for my collection. Some people may, but I'm not really sure what I will do with those. They're not going to end up in my Jordan collection just because they're checklists. I don't care if Jordan's in the background, it's still just a checklist. Maybe if he had like a prominent picture on the front, like the team checklists, then that would be a different story, but I don't know, Jordan collectors, let me know what you think. Do those count as Jordans for your collection or not? It is a not for me. There's Doc Rivers, back when he still had a voice. And yeah, that was Doug West we saw on the Timberwolves checklist. Luke Longley there, Antoine Carr, Cliff Robinson. One of the first guys I really remember wearing a headband. I don't want to say that he started that trend, but I don't personally recall anyone really before him wearing the headband. But I also would have been too young as well. There's Reggie Lewis. I think that's the first Celtic we've seen other than the Robert Parrish team checklist. That was a Reggie Miller, DC, Chuck Person, Glenn Rice, Kenny Anderson. Nice run of 90s names there. Willie Burton for the Heat leads the next stack. The Heat were pretty bad at this point. I think they were only in their 5 seasons of their existence. There's the Glide and Scottie Pippen. Speaking of nice runs of names, Horace Grant, and then Hakeem Olajuwon. John Paxson, and that's a pretty cool picture of Kendall Gill there. Ooh, anytime I see a Kendall Gill card, I always remember him. This is a deep cut for some people out there, but from his appearance on the Nickelodeon show, My Brother and Me, which I think only lasted for like one season. There's Dominique. So that's why I said that's a super deep cut for anybody out there. Mookie Blaylock did not stick around with the Nets because they had Kenny Anderson. And they both went on to be All-Stars. James Worthy, BJ Armstrong, and Gary Payton. Seems like the decent players somehow end up getting clustered together. Vern Fleming, then we've got Dwayne Farrell. And then the bad ones. Well, I can't really call Terry Cummings a bad player. He was at the end of his career at this point. There's Vernon Maxwell. And then Marcus Liberty to end that one out. Yeah, like I said, most of the rookies are here in Series 1. I think we've pretty much seen all of them at this point. This rookie class, definitely left a lot to be desired outside of the top two. There's Kenny the Jet and then Dan Marley. There's the Chief, Robert Parrish, and Mark Eaton. Run of centers there with Ronnie Cycli. And then there is Kevin McHale. I believe this was his final season, if he even... It was either 91-92 or 92-93 was his last one. Hersey Hawkins. A bunch of guys in here that ended up becoming coaches as well. Eric Sleepy Floyd, one of my favorite all-time NBA names. AC Green, the all-time leader in consecutive games played. That will, I don't think, ever get broken. I think his record is like... It's either like 1,600 or 1,160 something. It's a ridiculous amount of games. So I don't see that record getting broken ever again. Mark Aguirre, especially with all the rest and rehab they get these days. Players sitting out back-to-backs. Mark Jackson, say that I don't even really remember him playing for the Knicks that far into his career. And it said traded to Clippers on there, so makes sense. There's Muggsy Bogues, Bill Laimbeer, who was basically, I don't want to say washed at this point, but the Pistons' best years were definitely in the rearview mirror by 92-93. Allergy season kicking in already. We'll have a couple more stacks here, and that will finish off our latest vintage basketball. And I can't even call it a set, because it is not a complete set. Mark Price. But like I said, already did high series, and I kind of wanted to guarantee myself to get one of those Shaq rookie cards. I think that is by far, there's a cool picture of Sean Kemp, by far the best, or the coolest Shaq rookie card. There's Rodman, out of all his 92-93 rookies. I think his this Upper Deck one is the coolest, and I don't think I've ever owned one, so definitely happy to add that to my collection. D. Brown there, Alvin Robertson, one of the better perimeter defenders of his time. Dikembe Mutombo, one of the better interior defenders of his time. Ron Harper, another one of the better perimeter defenders of his time. There is Tim Hardaway Sr. Have to make that distinction now. Isaiah Thomas, the original, not the different spelling one to play for the Celtics, obviously. Mike Iazolino, one of my favorite names to say. There is the X-Man. Then Danny Manning and Jason Williams, who also would go on to make an all-star team. I think he was with the New Jersey Nets at that point, when the East was incredibly weak, and I'm pretty sure it was post-Michael Jordan. Here's our last stack here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one. I always love checking out these vintage hoops sets. There's Manute Bol. That's a crazy photo. He is sitting on the scorer's table with his legs like that far out extended still. That is nuts. John Starks throwing one down. Or avoiding having one thrown down. Looks like he was doing the dunking there, though. There is Bernard King. Larry Johnson, a.k.a. the Grandmama. Steph's Papa. Then we got Nate McMillan, another guy who ended up coaching for a number of years. Sal Thompson. I don't think he's related to Michael and Klay Thompson, I don't believe. There's Moses Malone, Charles Oakley. Last few here. That one's got a little bit of paper loss on it. So I'm assuming this probably was just hand collated after some box rips. Don't think this was something that was held on to for many years. And then another Michael Jordan checklist to finish this one off. But overall, like I said, I'm pretty happy with this one. Definitely excited to add the trade version of that Shaquille O'Neal rookie card to my collection. I'll probably have to pick up the other one as a single. The other one's an SP, so it might be a little bit more pricey. But like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. We'll definitely be checking out some more vintage hoops here in the near future. As for next week, I think we're finally going to get into some 2026 Topps Baseball Series 1. Everyone else has been ripping it for at least a couple of weeks now. So next up will be my turn, but that's it for tonight. I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good night.